All right, welcome back to Pietros Maneos Finance. And in today's video, I wanted to show a cool feature with Composer. Now, for those of you who have followed my videos and followed some of the videos I've done on Composer, it definitely seems to appeal more to day traders, swing traders, those who are looking to build systems of trading, um, those who are more quantitative focused than fundamental focused. But I want to showcase a symphony that I actually created the other day based on value investing, fundamental investing. So I actually purchased a software called FastGraphs. And I think the CEO of that company is Chuck Carnival, and very kind of traditional value guy. One of his quotations that I absolutely love is, "It's not a stock market, it's a market of stocks." And I think that's a great way to look at it when you're an individual focused, company focused, business focused investor, as opposed to like a global macro investor, as opposed to thinking like, well, what is the market going to do? Are we in a bull market or a bear market? Is the market overvalued or undervalued? I think the point of that quotation illustrates that even in bull markets, even in bear markets, there's assets that are overvalued and there's assets that are undervalued. And what you're always trying to do as a value investor is you're trying to buy something that is worth $1 intrinsically, that's trading for 50 cents due to sentiment, due to geopolitical, due to interest rates, so on and so forth. So I'm going to pull over FastGraphs here. And this is their screener here, the S&P 500 screener. And what I did is I ranked them here on earnings per share yield. Now, I think Chuck likes to have something above 6.5% on earnings yield, but this is going to rank. Obviously, these are much higher, which is really cool. So if you look here, the highest is Viatris, 25% earnings per share yield. Organon, Lyondell, Lumen. So we'll make this a little smaller for a second here. There we go. Okay, now we can see them nicely. So you have Lumen, Pulte, Energy, Hewlett Packard, AT&T, General Motors. Let's go to the second page. Lincoln National, MetLife, Prudential, Nucor, Allstate, Citigroup, HP, Lennar, Horton, Cardinal Health. Now, what's fascinating to me is I use a lot of value screens, Zacks, Guru Focus, some other value screens that I've created or I use with a random screener. And a lot of these stocks are ones that I've been buying over the last year or so. I mean, you have MetLife, you have Prudential, you have Allstate. I've been buying a bunch of that. Let's go back to the first page here. You have Unum. Unum might have been my top value play of the year. I picked up a bunch of that previously. AT&T, General Motors. So you can also look. Now let's look. I want to bring the cursor over here. You can see like the PE. Not only is your earnings per share yield high, but the PE is also very low. So kind of classic value metric. Look at, you got Viatris 3, Unum at 5. Look at Unum. It's a classic Maneosian. Its ratio between its price to earnings and its dividend yield is under 2. AT&T, you got a PE of 8 and you got a dividend yield of 7.58. So you're getting the income, you're getting the low price to earnings, you're getting this super high earnings per share yield. And then I have some other valuation metrics that just cool to look at. Although really I'm looking really just at this earnings per share yield, but they do have some other things like estimated earnings per share total return. They have a way that, based on its blended P, or it's the P that it generally trades at, what the potential return would be if that holds up. And so you can see like some of these estimated earnings per share total return. Look at Unum at 234 right here, 234. Look at Pulte, 310. Estimated total return. Look at some of these, 489 on Lumen, total annual return, 128, 69. So other metrics that that come into play here that are also interesting to look at. But so what I did is I went through this list and I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put the top 20 of the highest earnings per share yield into Composer. So I'm going to create a symphony based on this. So let's bring my screen up again. So now we're going to go back to Composer. And we're going to scroll down. I titled it, it's in the H's. Yeah. I just titled it High Earnings Yield, Low PE. Now you can see that the return is negative 16.3 annualized. I'm not putting much stock in that. I guess pun not intended there, but I'm not putting much stock in that because these are things that, from, first of all, two are spinoffs. Even on the back testing going back years, these are things that may not have been undervalued previously. So this is something where, I might hold these for a year and then next year do that screen and put in the next 20. Almost like a Joel Greenblatt's magic formula type thing, like every year, 12 months, 16 months, 18 months, swapping it out for the next one. But let's pull this up just so you can see. So what I did here is I just did weight equal, and then I did Viatris, Unum, Organon, Leondell, Lumen, Polte. I just did the 20 on that list. And then I did a yearly rebalance on it. And then what I would do actually is if I were to create this now, and let's say I created September 1st, we're almost in September, then next September 1st, I would come in, pull up that screen again and replace it. And that's how I can kind of create or deploy value investing, fundamental investing within Composer. So it's not just all like, if something's above or below its 200-day moving average, do this. You can actually just create, and different metrics. You could do a PE one, right? You could do price to free cash flow. You can really kind of create fundamental style investing with it. Someone used the term like quantamental, which is kind of a cool term. I hadn't heard of it before. But yeah, so just wanted to showcase that today, how you can kind of use two different types of software. And you wouldn't necessarily need to use FastGraphs for that. You could probably just pull that up on a generic screener. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for today. Appreciate all the likes and follows. I've crossed 200 subscribers now. So I was just at 70 before, so I've crossed over 200. So really appreciate the attention and such. And yeah, any comments, questions, feedback, really appreciate it. Take care. Ciao.